Today, we're going to be testing out the brand new version of Qwen. As you can see right here, they've released a new model that you can access for free. This was just announced a few hours ago, and you can see here it has remarkable capability. It's called QwQ-32B preview, and basically what it is a competitor to GPT-o1's latest release, o1 preview. Now, this comes from the Alibaba team. We can get access to it via GitHub, so that's one way to get it. You can also get this available on Hugging Face, which you can access for free right here. And if you click on QwQ-32B preview, you'll get access to that along with their artifacts tool right here. So not only is there a new update, but also it's completely free. And we're going to be running through exactly how you can use it for AI SEO, testing out its capabilities for creating content, and just checking how powerful it is. Now, you can see here it is actually a Chinese model. As I said, it's from the team at Alibaba. And this new update is really about logic, right? So you can see here on the website, they talk about sit, take, to think, question, understand. These are the deep waters that Qwen with questions wades into. Now, you can also see some of the benchmarks and how it performs right here. So we've got QwQ on the left-hand side. And then you can see how that performs versus OpenAI Preview, OpenAI, Claude 3.5 Sonnet, and Qwen, the 2.5 release. So in terms of the benchmarks, it pretty much beats Claude 3.5 Sonnet on logic for almost everything. So let's test it out. We've got the chatbot right here available on huggingface.com. Now, usually if you're using prompts and that sort of thing, quite often they can be quite complicated. So if you're creating like content, for example, on Claude 3.5 Sonnet, which has lower reasoning capabilities and therefore is less able to think out the steps to create an article, you would have a more complicated prompt, right? Because it can't plan out that well. It can't strategize that well in terms of creating the content. Whereas if you switch up to using a logic-based model, and I found this with ChatGPT o1 preview as well, is that you can give it a shorter prompt. So I'm going to test that out right now inside Qwen QwQ, and we'll hit submit like so, and we'll just see what it comes out with. So I said, write an SEO article, keywords equals, and then we'll see how it goes. So what you can see here is it's actually planning out and talking through the planning process, kind of like a content strategist. It's like, right, I'm here to write an SEO article with the keyword. I need to make sure it's semantically optimized, include size, etc. And before it even starts considering whether to create the content, it actually plans everything else step by step, like literally from the semantics, how it's going to do it, the LSIs it's going to include, relevant entities, along with the article structure. Now, if you compare that to, say, an older model of AI, so let's compare it to, say, GPT-4o, and we do the same thing, it's going to get straight down to business, no messing around. So you can see, for example, inside ChatGPT-4o, which doesn't have the same reasoning and logic capabilities, it's not going to plan anything out. And so if you have content that requires more planning, that requires more structure, that requires a bit more logic and reasoning to it, then of course QwQ is probably going to outperform, right? As an example of that, if you're creating, for example, database content, if you're creating content where you can't afford to have a lot of hallucinations, for example, in the healthcare niche, if you are creating content where it's actually quite a complicated topic and you want to think through the outline, I would say QwQ is probably one of the best places to start, right? Now, of course, even if you use something like QwQ, recommend checking for quality control, making sure you look through and identifying if there's any hallucinations. But here we have like more content for the actual outline than the output. It's absolutely crazy stuff. So if you look at this, for example, it's created the content right here and it's labeled it as the final article. If we check the word counter plus, it's created a 1,300 word article with very, very basic and simple prompting. And then but it's actually put more thought into planning out the content. So if you look, it spent more time thinking than actually creating. So it's actually created 2,500 words, which I've never seen an AI do before in the planning process, in the outline process before it even creates the content. So just to recap, the outline is 2,600 words. The article was 1,300 words. If we go into ChatGPT and we just look at the previous output we created with GPT-4 as a side-by-side comparison, this is 600 words, right? So it's not really creating content or thinking about it in the same way. Whereas QwQ is a lot more comprehensive in its responses, and it doesn't cost a penny to use because you can get access for free inside Hugging Face. Pretty crazy stuff if you ask me. Now, what we can also do is we'll test it for semantics. So, for example, if we run this content through a phrase and we'll create a new SEO workflow, just analyze the content, what we need to do, how optimized it is. So we're going to put in the search query here, which is best SEO trainer. We'll hit create document. what this is going to do is reverse engineer the first page of Google. And then from there, we can figure out, okay, is our content that we've created with QwQ semantically optimized or not? Is it covering all the topics we need to, etc.? So I'm going to hit start from here. And then that's going to generate the outline. You can see it searching Google, etc. Now, the reason we were doing that is because we want to see, okay, not just so we're creating a 1,300 word article, but is it in-depth, is it comprehensive, is it doing the job that we need it to? So if we go back to QwQ, and what we're going to do from here is we will test the content. I already see some AI fluff words in there, which I don't like, but we're going to copy that content and wait for the outline to generate inside phrase so we can get a logical score in terms of how well optimized our content is. So from here, I'm going to paste this in and we'll see how it performs. And it's not bad at all, right? So 50% optimization score. The average of our competitors is about 53%. So we're pretty much bang on with just an extremely simple prompt, right? Bear in mind, we've got the same topic score, so the optimization score, as our competitors using a prompt that was extremely basic, right? 20 words that prompt is, and it's created everything we need to pretty much for an article. Bear in mind, when you're using these sort of tools, you don't want to have an SEO optimization score that's like 70 or 90 if all of your competitors on the average page, for example here, all of the competitors we're competing with for this keyword have an average topic score of 53. So if our competitors have an average topic score of 53, we would aim to be around the same par. Now we can do that in one single prompt using this 20-word prompt inside QwQ, create the content, and then boom shakalaka, we'll put it into phrase, and it's optimized, right? It's got a lot of semantics. It's got a lot of relevant LSI keywords. It's a very similar word count. I've never seen AI just come out with a word count that high before, especially in the planning process. So that was super easy. And honestly, content creation couldn't be easier. Now, of course, you still want to quality control this stuff, because even just with a quick scan, I can see loads of AI fluff words, etc. And if you want to know exactly how to do that, I'll include this link inside the video notes from today, including how to create the outline, how to match the search intent, how to format it nicely, and pretty much every step you can consider when it comes to creating quality content. Additionally, if you don't have access to phrase and you don't want to pay for an SEO tool, you can get access to free tools like, for example, Sister. Sister has a semantic optimization feature inside it. So if we go to the content optimizer section over here, we can create the content for our topic, test its relevancy, test its topic score in there for free as well. So if you want to do all of this workflow for free, you don't need to pay for free. You can use a free tool like Sister, right? So pretty cool stuff right there. Super powerful. If you haven't checked it out already, if we go back to Qwen on Hugging Face, we can actually check out the code artifacts feature, which is very similar to Claude. So for example, if we go in here, and this is free as well, and we say like create an SEO cost calculator, and you can do this for whatever tool you want to create, like so, we'll hit send as you can see, and then it's going to create the HTML code. And once it's created that code, it will actually allow you to preview and test the tool completely for free. And I think you can even get the iframe code to embed it as well, right? So you can see here, we've got the SEO cost calculator. If we just test that out, so we're going to change the numbers in here, click calculate costs, and you can see it's done its magic right there, right? Incredibly simple to create tools. And if you just need to create a tool on the spot, you can do it with Hugging Face. Really, really easy stuff. So Qwen, pretty decent. Again, you do need to quality control that stuff. Let's just go back to the QwQ output. Let's go back here. Go to QwQ. And if we take that content from QwQ and we plug it into 0GPT just to test, okay, is the content humanized or not? Now, I have a feeling just from literally looking at it, I've done this so many times, that the content seems very AI detectable. Let's test it out. So I'm going to click on detect text over here. And I bet there's probably like 70, 80%. Let's have a look and see what it comes out at. Yeah, 93%. So that's just something to be aware of. For example, if we did exactly the same process with Claude 3.5 Sonnet, Claude's content is very humanized, right? You'll probably see my video from a couple of days ago where I was talking about how there's a new Claude update. You can have custom writing styles, and that content that it creates inside Claude, usually it's very humanized. It's not very detectable. Whereas if you use something like Qwen, you might get a large output, but it is AI detectable. So that's one of the pitfalls to be aware of there, right? So thanks so much for watching. What I'm actually going to do is I will plug the video notes from today along with the quality control checklist and everything that I've talked about today, all the links to Hugging Face, etc. And additionally, I've got some notes in here on how I use the Qwen 2.5 coder as well to create content and rank it. So you can see some of my prompts on what we use to do that. If you want to get access to this SOP, I'm going to plug it inside my free SEO course. if you go to the free SEO tools section, it has a new section here called Qwen, QwQ. And if you want all the prompts, all the tools, all the workflows, etc. from today, feel free to get that. Link in the comments and description to my free SEO course. And this also comes with like 200 lessons on how to use ChatGPT. Additionally, if you want to get a free one-to-one SEO strategy session, feel free to put that in. We'll show you how we take websites from 0 to 145,000 visitors a month and generate thousands of dollars in sales on autopilot. On this free link building acceleration session, you get a free SEO domination plan, discover the secrets of link building, we'll answer any questions you have one-to-one. You'll learn the best link building strategy for your website, plus how to outrank your competitors in link building and 10x your SEO traffic based on what's working for us. Thanks so much for watching. Appreciate it. Bye.